All right, let's get right into it. We're not just talking about building some muscle today. No, we are talking about forging armor. Real, primal, powerful armor, the kind that gets noticed. We are going to build an armor-plated chest. So let me ask you this, and it's a quote that really gets to the heart of the matter. Is a monkey's chest flat like a desert plain? Of course not. That's a direct challenge to a super common weakness. See, out in the wild, a flat chest is a vulnerability. It's a huge gap in your armor. Nature doesn't build weak points. A primate's chest has dimension, it has thickness, and if we're building armor, ours can't be flat either. So that begs the question, right? If it's not supposed to be a flat desert plain, then what is it? What's the alternative? What does nature's design actually call for when it comes to raw power and protection? And there it is. That's your answer. Stone armor. We're not just talking about muscle, we're talking about a thick, dense, resilient shield. This right here, this visual, it's not just a cool idea, it's our goal. This is the blueprint for everything we're about to build. So, how do we build it? Where do we even start? Well, you start with the foundation, the absolute bedrock of any powerful chest, the flat press. This is where we forge the very core of that armor plate. Now, I want you to forget about just lifting weights. Let's completely reframe this. Your mission is primal. Picture it. You're in the jungle and a massive, heavy log has fallen and it's pinning you down. You have one job. Push that thing off of you. That's the mindset. This is about survival, not just counting sets and reps. And this breaks it down perfectly. You see, an armor-building rep isn't just a simple up and down motion. No way. It's 3 very distinct phases. First, the controlled descent. You can't just let that log come crashing down on you. Then step 2. And listen, this is the most important part, the deep stretch at the bottom. And finally, step 3, the powerful, explosive push to get it off. See how the stretch is its own step? It is not an afterthought. It's the main event. And this right here, this is the key to this entire explainer. The magic isn't in the push. I mean, that's just the result, right? The real growth, the actual forging of that armor, it all gets triggered in that deep, loaded stretch when you're at the very bottom of the rep. Okay, so we've laid the foundation, it's solid, now it's time to build the top shelf of our armor. And for that, we turn to the incline press. This is what's going to target that upper portion of the chest, creating that full, powerful look we're really after. And what I love about this is the imagery. It's not just about function, it's about building an aesthetic that literally signals strength. A well-developed upper chest is what gives it that impressive, powerful shape. It's the difference between just having a chest and having a chest plate. And guess what? The process is exactly the same, just at a different angle. You control the descent, you really feel that deep stretch across the upper packs. That's your focus here, and then you explode to the top. The principle of the deep stretch, well, that's still the absolute law of the jungle. Okay, so we've covered the how. We know we need the flat press for our foundation and the incline press for that upper shelf. And we know, because I've said it a dozen times, the secret is the stretch. But why? I mean, what's actually happening inside the muscle that makes this so ridiculously effective? This brings us to the science behind the entire strategy. We're about to unlock the biological mechanism for this kind of primal growth, and it all comes down to a process called hypertrophy. So, simply put, hypertrophy is just the sciencey word for how your muscle cells get bigger and stronger. We're not creating new muscle cells. We're just making the ones you already have expand. They grow thicker, they grow denser, and they become more resilient. In other words, they turn into armor. Now, this slide is so critical because it shows the 2 paths you can take. On one side, you got partial reps, staying in that comfortable, limited range. And guess what? That gives you limited activation and very limited results. Or you can do what we're talking about, full stretch reps, taking that muscle through its maximum range of motion. That is the signal for massive, undeniable growth. The choice is pretty clear, right? And here is where it all connects back to our jungle metaphor. That deep stretch, under a heavy load, it's a powerful survival signal to your body. You're literally telling your muscles, hey, we were just stretched to our absolute limit and we almost failed. To survive this kind of stress next time, we absolutely must grow back thicker and stronger. It's a command for growth. So, this deep stretch isn't just some feeling. It creates a whole cascade of real, measurable benefits. As you can see, you engage way more muscle fibers, you maximize the time the muscle is actually working, and you send the strongest possible signal for cellular growth. The result? Well, it's inevitable. Thick, resilient muscle.
armor.
Okay, we've covered the primal why and the scientific how. So let's bring it all together into one final, actionable blueprint. This is your takeaway. This is what you need to remember. And here it is, the complete blueprint. It's actually beautiful in its simplicity. Number 1, your core movements are the flat and incline press. 2, your absolute number 1 priority on every single rep is getting that deep stretch. 3, use that mental cue we talked about. You're pushing a heavy log off your chest. And 4, this is the big one. Change your entire mindset. You are not just moving weight, you are training for growth.
So there you have it, the blueprint for an armor-plated chest, grounded in both primal instinct and modern science. The plan is laid out for you, the path is clear, so the only question left is the one right there on your screen. Your armor is waiting. What will you build next?